It's Nolan. Now, before we get started, make sure y'all hitting that like button. Make sure y'all sharing it on your respective platforms. Let somebody know what we're doing today. Now, let's get into the show.
I said I'm A-Town finest, so put my game down, grinding. Was on them Greyhounds trying to get out of state. My assignment was hit the stage at a college, encourage kids that could do it. Told them how to reach greatness, some days you must be secluded. On my own shit, hang up the phone shit, they on some clown shit. I'm David, I stay with a stone for cracking your dome with. Play me, I come to your home and ring your alarm. Bitch, I'm crazy, this ain't just a song. Quit raising your tone, prick. I'm that nigga that number one spot, nobody can't top, I ain't even got dropped though. Big dog gon' run on my block, got the blade on chop, beat nigga like Nacho. Rent do nigga sell like rock, move bass, I not do me like Rocco. Spend a bitch, she say I'm guapo. No money, I say no hablo, no English. My screenplay, try to get stretched out like Bengay. Don't call me, let you and your friend on the line, try to put it on three-way. I'm Green Bay, I'm about my cheese, nigga run up the chat like relay. Got leeway, I flip my style like I'm a lucha libre.
What's going on, beautiful people? It's the kid J Nolan here. Welcome back to another episode of Inside the Industry, your number one source for music, entertainment, commentary, and breakdowns. Hope everybody's doing well out there. So we got some big news coming from Megan Thee Stallion today. She's been back outside. She's got the new interview with Michelle Obama out there, giving people the life story, early career. She's talking about her days with 1501, getting out the label, owning her music, when the revelation came, getting with Rock Nation, getting back to herself, Broadway, taking time out to record Act 3, get this new music on the way. And in the midst of that, we've got an all-new announcement from Megan Thee Stallion that she has now done a partnership with Interscope Records. Now, this is a distribution partnership, so this is not a traditional record deal, similar to what she did with Warner, right? Because with the Megan and Act 2 project, she did a distribution deal with Warner. That was her previous family when she was signed to 1501, when she was signed to 300. She also had a deal with Warner, right? So when she was with that company, 1501, they had her kind of hemmed up in like a lot of different situations. 1501 was getting the cut, Warner was getting the cut, 300 was getting the cut, right? Because at 300, what ends up happening is if you excel, they upstream you to a bigger record deal with the main company. So she eventually got her way up out of that. It was a big deal. It was a big legal mess going back to court, back and forth to court. 1501 tried to put a stoppage on her releasing her music. That didn't work. And when that didn't work, they also tried to say, okay, well, if she continues to release projects, then they shouldn't be allowed to work towards her release commitment because these are not full albums, right? So they tried to keep her hemmed up. They tried to keep her locked into that contract longer than they should have. The court said, you will not. Okay? She leaves the company. She starts Hot Girl Productions. She does a distro deal with Warner, releases 2 projects. She then left Warner, right? So now we got a new deal on the table with Interscope. Now, Interscope is one of the biggest companies in music, right? And they got 2 of the most electrifying, storied, successful artists in rap music right now in Kendrick Lamar and J. Cole. Both artists are partnered with Interscope. We see what type of careers they've had. We've seen the trajectories that they've reached in their respective careers. Kendrick coming off of GNX, explosive 2024-25, massive tour, Grand National Tour, one of the biggest tours ever in music, right? And then on a somewhat smaller level, we have J. Cole with the Fall Off and all of the things he did with the physicals with the Fall Off, right? The trunk sale tour that he went on, the Fall Off tour that he's on as we speak right now, which is making waves throughout North America right now, but it is a world tour. He went with non-traditional means of releasing his album in partnership with Even, doing direct to consumer. Um, so I'm sure Megan being astute and watching what's going on, and of course her being with Rock Nation and them seeing what's going on, I'm sure that was a conversation. Like, okay, these guys are able to kind of maintain their independence while still working with the label infrastructure. How can I do that? Right? So Hot Girl Productions is now partnered with them. She got on social media today to make the announcement, and she had some things to say along with it. Let me pull it up. So she says, Hot Girl Productions, handshake emoji, Interscope Records, fire. New level unlocked. Hotties, I signed a distribution partnership with Interscope. Owning my masters and publishing. She made it very clear to put that out there immediately, just so people understand that the same level of ownership that she had previously with these last two projects, she will continue to maintain. Owning my masters and publishing and maintaining my independence as an artist is always my priority. Everything I've built has been about trusting my vision, owning my power, and never putting a ceiling on how far I can go. And now we going higher. I can't wait for this next chapter with my new Interscope family. I'm forever grateful. Act 3 is on the way. Hotties. Hashtag Hot Girl Productions. She started putting photos out from this photo shoot the other day. Looks like she's got a haircut now. Right? So this is the Hot Girl Productions Interscope collab post. Then we got this as well. Okay? Not only did Megan come out and speak, but also Steve Berman from Interscope put a statement out as well. And if you ever listen to the old Eminem albums, those first 3 or 4 albums or so, you would hear from Paul Rosenberg and you would occasionally hear from Steve Berman. So he came out with a statement as well. So Steve Berman, vice chairman of Interscope Capital, said in a statement, she has consistently redefined what it means to be a global superstar, combining creative excellence, entrepreneurial vision, and an uncompromising authenticity. We're honored to welcome Megan to the Interscope family and excited to partner with Rock Nation as we support her next chapter. Okay? So that's the family tree here is Hot Girl Productions, Interscope, Rock Nation. 2 big powerhouses in music, especially Interscope. I mean, shit. If you look up their roster for the last 50 years, it's astonishing. And I mean, close to 40, not 50. But y'all get my point. Now, with all that being stated, I'm going to personally be watching for a few specific things, right? Me, personally. I don't know about y'all. But I want to see what Interscope is able to bring to the table that Warner didn't, right? So obviously that would be in the promotion department. What are the verticals for marketing and promotion, if any, right? What are the verticals for radio, if any, right? Because we saw minimal like promo for Megan in Act 2. Now, I know she produced music videos, she self-funded that stuff. And the music was quality. You know, Megan sold, what was it, 64,000 first week? Debuted at number 3 on the Billboard 200 off the strength of her own name, her own promo, her own budget, and all that good stuff. And remaining, you know, relatively mostly independent. I'm sure it's gonna be more of the same. But I do look forward to seeing if they're gonna pitch in with anything to enhance. Because we know what she can do on her own. And if being with a big company like Interscope doesn't yield greater results, then there's really no point. She could just do Hot Girl production straight up and distribute through Rock Nation distribution, you know what I'm saying? Or some shit like that. So I'm definitely going to be looking out for that. Now, we do know that Megan was able to launch a successful Hot Girl Summer tour on her own in 2024. And that Hot Girl Summer tour launched before the Megan album, which I didn't even agree with, but it ended up working out nonetheless. So clearly she already has like the Live Nation plug to be able to do that. I mean, Rock Nation is already plugged with Live Nation for that. So that's not an issue. But again, I would love to see how Interscope can contribute and just help amplify and make anything that she does even bigger. You know what I mean? I wouldn't want her to go over there and feel like Jid on Interscope. That's not a dig at Jid. But yeah, that's being real. You know what I mean? Because he's an Interscope artist too. And although he's able to make a living and do what do what he wants, put music out, tour at his level, and that's dope. I'm a fan of Jid. I wouldn't want her to go over there and feel like that. You know? Because at a certain point, if you can do this on your own and you don't need to cut the big company in on what you got going on, I say cut these motherfuckers out. Finito. That's just how I see it. You know what I mean? But I'm a DIY type of nigga. So that's just in my infrastructure. That's how I'm set up. In her latest interview, she did talk about having a nice list of features on the way, which we didn't really have on the last couple projects. There were a few features here and there, but they weren't like, you know, super heavy hitters. Which she said she's gonna have some heavy hitters, some of the people that the hotties have been requesting, some personal favorites, and something that's really gonna gag the live, as she said, right? So clearly she's trying to go bigger this time around, which I think she deserves. You know, because of unfortunately the way that the industry has treated her over the course of the last 5-6 years, it's like they've been trying to stave her off. It's like they're trying to remove her from like the rap conversation. Like as much as she is still a presence in entertainment, as much as she's still a presence in, you know, celebrity talk and things of that nature, she's been releasing the music and putting out solid music. But I feel like the industry itself hasn't acknowledged her work the same way that other artists in her bracket, as far as popularity, fan base, et cetera, have gotten the looks or the articles or the placement in the lists and stuff like that. You know what I mean? Like they put her at the bottom of the fucking female rap list despite doing more than 90% of the other female rappers, and she did it herself. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, what the fuck was that about? So I'm definitely pulling for Megan. I'm hoping to hear, you know, some new sounds. Or just when I say new sounds, I mean something like that I wouldn't expect. I would love to hear her on a variety of different production. I know she's gonna be getting in with Lil Ju. That's her day one. I expect that. Her and Bankroll, you know, they locked in very heavily on the last few projects, so I'm expecting to hear some of that. But I would love to hear her with like, you know, maybe a new producer or two. I'm really pulling for the motherfucking Jay-Z feature. I see the homie Blunthoven, he out here trying to start something on social media, talking about Kendrick Lamar and Megan. Quit cut that shit out, man. Unless she gonna do it. But that would be amazing. That would be amazing. That would be major. You know, the fan bases have been looking at that connection for a while. It just never manifested itself. But she's definitely moved inched in closer. They technically like label mates now. So because I haven't been liking the male rap features that she got. I ain't gonna lie. I've said it. You know what I mean? I'm like, if you gonna rap with the niggas, get with the spitters. Like go bar for bar with the niggas that's supposed to be the bar for bars, right? And do it on the upbeat, catchy shit. But I want to see her like joust with the so-called best. You know what I mean? Don't get with the, you know, the lesser motherfuckers. Because I think she's also underrated lyrically because people say, oh, she raps about sex. She raps about her body. She raps about twerking. She does this or that. Okay. Niggas love talking about Lil Kim, Foxy Brown. They rapped about a lot of the same shit. They just had different production style, different rap delivery. Throw in a little bit of street shit, a little bit of my nigga selling dope raps. And that was it. And they did it to the highest level. But that don't mean that she can't be regarded as a lyricist. Listen to the way she rap. Listen to the flows. I don't know, man. I would also love to see that Doechii request come to fruition. The fans were definitely pushing for that one very strongly. I would love to see it. Doechii's been relatively quiet for the most part. Know she's working on her album. She's been, you know, traveling, seeing the world, getting away, stealing time, you know, finding her peace so that she can make the best album that she can for her debut. And I'm with that too. But I'm hoping that they cross paths at some point and made that happen as well. Okay? And last but not least, Cowboy Stallion comes out and put this here. It's an interesting perspective. I don't know how true this is. This is just a theory. But they say Megan Thee Stallion using the Cherokee story, Tales of Two Wolf. Okay? And of course, we seen the wolf come out recently. You know what I mean? And we were trying to figure out, okay, what is that? So White Wolf is cold, shit talking, bragging, fun, bouncy, sexy, pimp coded Tina, and dirty South rap. Okay? Then we have the Black Wolf. Violent lyricism, explosive bangers, attacking enemies, killer bars, heavier tongue wrestling rap. It's just a theory, but we have seen her playing with these colors in her recent rollout. These are photos that all were released this week, right? So the return of Tina Snow is certainly this white, right? She already let us in on that piece, even talking about Tina Snow in her interview. But then we have the haircut, right? And Kellen talked about doing this cut. He didn't even have clippers. He had to use like a fucking eyebrow shaver or some shit in order to achieve this. This is her actual hair with the black and this key thing. Okay? So they put it together of the Cherokee story, Tales of Two Wolves. Is this, let me see what they saying here. They say the original tale of the two wolves depicted an internal battle between good and evil. The winner of that battle is the one you feed. Y'all can't see it. It's behind my face over here. But they elaborated a little further on that original story. Let me know what y'all think of all this down below in the comments. Be sure to like and share this video. If this is your first time seeing me on YouTube, go ahead and subscribe to the channel. Become an insider. I will catch y'all on the next one. Y'all be good out there, man. Peace.
Yeah, family over fame in this bitch, yeah. The glory of living righteous is setting in. My street knowledge and education's a perfect blend. Young mogul, independent, I've been setting trends. The first one from my family to be faithfully wed. Fuck niggas and the horses that they riding on. I see this shit from all angles like a polygon. I'm never politicking, the drama be piling on. Father and great son acknowledged like I'm Bobby Bonds. Conversation with my lady about the paper route. 5 6 bank accounts, every day I make it count. They down talking my commentary for hating now. Well, I can take it cause I'm bodying your favorite now, please. I could do this shit in my sleep. I been writing for these niggas, y'all read it and weep. I been fighting these niggas if you speak on the street. I turn your birthday party into New Year's Eve, don't let me take it there. We ain't playing fair, this the ATL. Southside nigga moving furniture like Wayfair. Life on hold, no insurance for your healthcare. Lifeline gone, so you wanna be a millionaire? Well, let me tell you about this world I built. The women I dodged, the niggas that I read for filth. The sympathy cause consulting for the stacks I built. I